Hi, 5G comes with lot of new services, new service verticals and a completely different network infrastructure. However, to enable many of these things, we need to have some new introduction, new things coming up in 5G, and one of those things is called as MEC in 5G. MEC, which was initially called as mobile edge computing and now called as multi-access edge computing. In this particular session, we are going to talk about MEC in 5G. My name is Sanjay Kumar and I am from NanoCell Networks. So we are expecting some kind of different latencies, where in 4G our latencies were like 10 to 100 milliseconds, and now we are expecting the latencies in tunes of 1 millisecond. At the same time, we are expecting data rates of 1 Gbps. We had 1 Gbps kind of data rates in 4G, and now we are going to have a 20 Gbps kind of data rates in case of 5G. So if we look at this, our latencies has reduced 10 times. Our latency has reduced 10 times. Our data rates has gone up by 20 times. To have these higher data rates, it will put a lot of load on the backbone networks, and hence we have to bring in our user planes closer to the end user. At the same time, to reduce the latencies, we have to bring in the user plane closer to the end user, and that is where our MEC or multi-access edge computing plays a very important role. Moving on, 3 service vertical: eMBB, enhanced mobile broadband; URLLC, ultra reliable low latency communication; MMTC, which is massive machine type communication. All these 3 different verticals are going to have some or the other use case which is based on MEC, right? So we are going to talk about why MEC is important and what kind of roles it is going to play in 5G networks. Before we talk about it, we are going to talk about something called as liquid applications, which were introduced by Nokia back in 2014-15, and they titled this as a coming to a cloud near you. So coming to a cloud near you, bringing the user plane or basically the cloud network closer to the end user. However, this was not a great success. The reason was we did not have the sufficient application to consume these cloud applications or the liquid application closer to the end user. At the same time, our backbone networks were not that strong where they can fetch this data, they can do the caching of this data closer to the end user. So typically I consider this not as a failure, but it was a little ahead of time. So it was little too early to market, and that is the precise reason it was not a great success at that particular time. However, now MEC in 5G, MEC is going to play a major role. So in this particular slide, which is my favorite, one of my favorite slide which comes from IEEE. In this case, what we talk about is the complete end-to-end MEC in one nutshell. So we talk about business transformation, how you can transform your business by having shorter time to market and bringing in additional revenues and targeting new markets. We need to have industry collaboration to do this. We need to have cloud networks and the standards. Potential use cases. What are the different potential use cases? We have Internet of Things, which is typically MMTC kind of service verticals. Connected car V2X, where we are talking about URLLC. AR/VR, we are talking about eMBB. So as we mentioned earlier, we see the use cases of MEC and each different service verticals. Other than this, it can be used for caching services. We have something called as content delivery network in IT infrastructure, which is nothing but the delivering the content closer to the end user, and that is something what we are going to trying to achieve with MEC, multi-access edge computing. So it is nothing but enterprise and campus network, RAN aware, video optimization, tactile internet. Technical integration, how do we do it? So we need to have low latency communication where our latencies can be reduced drastically. Proximity, bringing in closer to the end user. Virtualization, doing all these things virtualization by using virtualization, and improving QoE, which is nothing but quality of experience. The challenges, of course, MEC comes with its own challenges as well. where we talk about the resources. The user plane should be brought to the closer to the end user, so our resources are going to be distributed. Reliability and mobility, coexistence of distributed MEC and centralized cloud. So we are going to have a 5G core network which is going to be centralized, and then we need to have a MEC, UPF and stuff like that closer to the end user. So we need to have a distributed network as well as a centralized network. Network integration, we have to open up our network to the third party applications or MEC kind of services, so that they can integrate, they can implement all these applications to the networks. Coexistence of human to human and MEC traffic, and security and privacy. These are some of the challenges what we are going to face in MEC. Characteristics of MEC: we have on-prem, it has to be on premises. Proximity, closer to the end user, so that your latencies can be improved. Location awareness, you need to know the information, the location of the end user, so that you can provide services according to their location, and some information related to network context and stuff like that. So potential use cases, it has 3 different use cases. Some are related to the customer oriented services like 3D gaming, AR, VR, data processing, analytics and low latency applications. It can be some operator and third party services like connected vehicles. We have video analytics, big data, active devices, location tracking, security and safety, and some services related to the network performance and the quality of experience improvement, where we talk about local content caching, video delivery optimization, network optimization, etc. So this is what we have. So we can have different possible deployment scenario for MEC. Either we can co-locate our UPF or MEC control with the base station itself. So your MEC host as well as your UPF is kept at the same location as your base station. The another scenario, it can be somewhere with the transmission node. You can have your UPF as well as your MEC control in the transmission node, or it can be created at a network aggregator level where you are aggregating your network services. You can implement your UPF and MEC devices, and finally nothing but you can keep it just near to the centralized core network. So you can have different possible deployment scenario for MEC host and the UPF, where you can keep it at the base station level, you can keep it at the transmission node, you can keep it at the network aggregator level, as well as you can keep it in a centralized network data center. That's all about this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe this channel, and if you have any more information, feel free to visit www.nanocellnetworks.com, or you can email us at info@nanocellnetworks.com. Please like and subscribe this channel.